So let me find a seat, because that's how we always start these things. Find a seat, me watching my fish. And we'll do another enthralling session of Dave's. I don't think we're going to call it low key anymore. We're gonna pause that. So we're gonna call it Dave's. Let's face it, lazy. Dave's. Let's face it, lazy. Dreamlight Valley news of the week. It's a bit long. It's a working title. It's always going to be a working title. It's never going to be final. But it's our news for the week. Now, this is only the third week we're doing it, and we are a bit low on news just because of the time of year it is. So we don't have much on our plate. But what we do have is the first information, or the first official information about what's included in our third update. So right now we're on our second update with the Stitch and the Toy Story update. It's more known now as the Stitch update rather than the Toy Story update, which is a bit funny. But in the third update, and we'll transition along over here. So Dreamlight Valley released this tweet. This was on the 28th of December. Let me see here. 28th of December at 6 a.m. my time. I think it's 6. I think Twitter converts it. I have no idea. Ask Elon. But either way, I don't know if you want to ask him, but whatever. He'll probably lie to you. Anyway, so this is the tweet that was released. A new year on the horizon, and with it, new features and content for Dreamlight Valley. Because it is their launch year. They will be launching next year officially, the game. So, achieved in our community wishlist challenge. Now, if those aren't familiar with the community wishlist challenge, what they did before Dreamlight was actually launched, they kind of put it out there and said, if this particular post, I think it was post or thing, got shared X amount of times, it would unlock a new feature. So that's why we got skins for our characters, and that's why we can now pet our pet. This was another one that they released, which was skins for your house. So this is the sneak peek to it. Now, the question whether it will be a case of we get all the skin colors right off the gate, like the petting of your pet, you just kind of just got that, you didn't have to unlock it. Or is it going to be like the character skins where you have to unlock it somehow? So we unlock the character skins through the star path. Doesn't exactly say here. Now, looking at the patterns, it's not like the wallpaper. So we'll actually make this a bit bigger. I don't know if this will work well on camera. Oh, there we go. We've got the sound too. So that's what it sounds like when you change it, apparently. And this is on a loop. It's on a 10-second loop. So we can just hear this the whole time. Anyway, we'll mute it and watch it. So, if we notice here, it looks like it's just a color. It's not. Alright, fair enough, go. Looks like this is just a color palette change, though. So it's not like wallpaper where, you know, the actual texture changes. Yeah, this is a color palette, so it's going to be interesting to see how they approach it. I would like it to be another unlockable, if possible, mainly because there's not a lot of other things you can unlock. But a question of how they do it, I would love for it to be maybe incorporated into a shop. Maybe you can get one housing skin a day or something like that, and not just limit this to your own house. You can actually get skins for the other houses in your village. Maybe expand that so it can be its own little shop of maybe like a housing renovator shop. And inside that, you can get, you know, colors for your house, and you can get other skins for other houses. So that's my hope for it, but I think it's a really cool addition. It'll be interesting to see how it's implemented. But that's the first update to update 3, which should be at the end of next month. Hopefully at the end of next month. Timing is never 100%. I do have that idea. They should release it when it's ready rather than when it's not. And considering what they released last update, they are surprising us with the content updates. So and suspecting a couple more characters to be released, which we have no idea. Last time we knew it was Toy Story well ahead of time, but we haven't got a roadmap, so have no idea. And that may be the last update of the year from the Dreamlight team. Looking at the other social media posts, nothing too worthy of note. We'll go to their page here. So got another competition for their Steam Deck. Well, not their Steam Deck, well, Steam Deck in general. I bet you it's going to be restricted to Americans only, or people in North America. Let me see here. Or where's the regulations? Let's see the regulations, terms and conditions. There's too many words. Steam Deck. So Cal, for those that can't see the chat right now, Cal, Calypso is in chat asking Steam what's it. Steam Deck is basically an handheld device for all your Steam games. So you can pretty much play any Steam game on this little handheld device that you see right there. And yeah, that's what a Steam Deck is. Like in a sense, kind of. Just think about it like any Steam game that you're playing right now. There's a deck, like a handheld deck, like a like a Switch or something that you can play on. So I want one. Well, so if you want one, you can enter the sweepstakes. It doesn't actually say when it ends, and the terms and conditions are very long. Does it say by Steam? It doesn't actually say when this ends. Oh, days left, 37. You got 37 days to enter. But it's actually a really good device. I don't have Dreamlight Valley on Steam. I have it on Xbox. When it becomes free to play, it'll be a bit easier. But you got 37 days, Cal, and it doesn't mention anything about it being locked by region. So, the other tweets that have come out is just showing the ears you can get, which I've never been a fan. But if you want ears, get ears, and a few happy holidays because it was just Christmas. If you notice the dates are a bit off because, well, I'm ahead of time because I'm in the future. But other than that, there's nothing too much. Oh, a little update of 71 million snow cones been created in game and 287,000 snowballs harvested, which seems pretty low, in all honesty. And I guess it's harvested as in if it's dug up or bought, because if you kind of go back, if we go back here, just for the sake of like talking about this, we come back here and we'll quickly go over to my storage. And if we look at my snowballs that I personally have, there we go. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So I've got 1,200 snowballs at least in here. There's some big balls. Yeah. So I've got 1,200 snowballs at least in here. And according to this, only 287,000 snowballs harvest per game. If we bring up a calculator, right? 287,000 divided by how many balls I have. That's only 239 people, which seems really low. So it's basically saying that, if people were like me and harvested just the same amount, only 237 equivalent. I don't know. Math doesn't sound right, but whoops, sorry. Yeah, math doesn't sound right. That's about it for all the social media tweets that Dreamlight Valley has posted out. Outside of that, I don't think we've got anything else. Nothing more into the Discord. Pretty much everything you see at the moment is what you got. I'm I'm just going to give it a quick look just to make sure that I'm right about that, because time zones and everything. Yeah, there hasn't been any news on the Discord since our last update. So the social media posts are really the only thing we've got by, and that's the end of the year. They might post something tomorrow, as they work on a different time matrix, but we'll see. Now, the other news, the other Dreamlight Valley news, is what Dave discovered this week. So I've always been suspicious or curious about stuff in the game that kind of hints at future content. And one thing that was pointed out, which I completely missed, is one of the first memories you actually get in the game. So if you go to collection and you go to memories and you go up to the quest memories, which are these, and you notice this one here. Now, one thing I looked at this because this is right, I think the quest around when you get Remy's shop, I believe. Now, for some reason, I missed the fact that there's 3 characters in here that are not unlocked yet, or unable to be accessed. Maybe it's because it's early on in the game, you don't think that these characters are inaccessible because you still are trying to unlock everything. But this also tells us which characters we should expect next year, concretely, because the game officially launches next year, and you would expect that everything in the base game right now should be there, or would be there by launch. I'd be very surprised if it's not. So we've got Eve on the left there, from Wally. We've got Vanellope, I believe that's how to say it, from Wreck-It Ralph. And obviously we've got the Beast from Beauty and the Beast. So I think it's safe to say we're going to get at least these 3 characters added into the game. Now, I think the Beast could become a realm, because Bella is on the splash page as well, so we can expect Bella and Beast. So I've got a feeling that's going to be its own realm. Vanellope too. I can see Vanellope being in Wreck-It Ralph's realm, and you get Wreck-It Ralph as well, because he has been in some of the trailers. Eve is a bit different. So Eve could either be added to Wally's realm, which is actually very light at the moment. It doesn't really have any, areas that you could easily see her kind of section being added into. So she might be added separately. So if we quickly go to Eve, whoops, not that one. We'll go to Eve. We'll go to Wally's realm real quick. We'll go to Wally's realm here. So this is all of Wally's realm, right? It's not big in comparison to some of the others. I mean, Ratatouille's about the same size, but you can kind of see it being added that way. You can kind of see this being removed, and so there is definitely room to move. So I can expect them to add something in there for Eve, but I've got a feeling we've at least got 2 more rounds to come. I don't think they're going to do what they do with Scar or what they did with Stitch and add them outside of the realm, because it feels like those characters were actually built into the story of Dreamlight Valley rather than a realm. All the realm characters seem to be outside of the main story, kind of. But Scar is fully involved in the story, and so was, I believe, probably Stitch going forward. But that's my theory. That's my theory. So there's not a lot of weight to it, but yeah, so that's about it. So what I would say is a little teaser next year, and we can look back on this on hindsight to see if it's actually true, but we should be expecting these 3 characters fairly soon. And that is my final news of the week / year, and yeah, that's it. Alright, so we're gonna build Christmas. What I'm gonna do is move all my Christmas stuff and have a permanent Christmas storage section. It's going to be up here. It's a question of where do I want it. Now, I can't have too many decorations because of my item. Can make it a little bit Christmassy. Oh no, I can't put it on the table. One of those items. Alright. Feels wrong. Have it locked up. Alright. Oh, this is gonna be my Christmas section where I store all my Christmas stuff. And that will always be there. I'm never gonna remove it. Always be. Might make it more scented. These are just a nightmare to move, aren't they now? Really wish you could put them on a table though. The problem is these are going to be here all year. And it's going to drive me insane that I can't put them on table. And they're not going to fix it until next year because there's no reason to fix it right now. It's not going to annoy anyone. And that's on the hypothetical that they do fix it next year, which I doubt they will. It's going to drive me nuts. But most people aren't crazy like me and have a holiday section for storage. The joys of being a crazy person who plays this game way too much. But hey, we're crazy to a certain degree. We're crazy from a certain point of view. Go old Gandalf on it. Alright, well, until the item limits expanded, this was going to have to do. Even though I want to get this place out and all this Christmas stuff, this will just have to do. This is the bare minimum. I would love. I'll probably expand this eventually to kind of have an arbitrary border as well, whether it's with trees or with something. Maybe like something like that. But I don't want to waste my item limit on it too much, so I'm going to put the Christmas tree there, be here, with my storage, and that will have to do for now. But I'm happy with it, for the record. No new clothing. I guess I don't have that. I have no idea.
Greetings, neighbor. Thank you.
Yes, I have got that. That's good. And don't think about that. Cool. Pretty sure I've got that, but I'll get it anyway. I'm pretty sure I've got those two things. Concrete bed, yeah. Got that, but screw up. Oh! It's the item. This is one of the hardest items to get. Everyone wants it. Oh, I'm glad I got that. Dave's rant of the week. So the rant of the week this week is going to be about the bloody item limit. So let's move this here, right? Now I get why the item limit is there, right? The item limit is there because they have to only go as low as their weakest platform, you could say. So, for instance, it seems like Switch is very unstable at the moment, So they only can really go as fast as the Switch because it is a cloud-based game. You can't keep switching to like different platforms if you keep on changing the item limit, right? So that's the idea of why they can't increase it more than it is, and why some people on PC can expand that. But what I don't get is after the second update, they introduce more items in the game, more characters, and so forth. But if you look at the item limit is 600, but the amount of items you can actually, or the amount of unique items you can get in the game is over 1,000 now. Which doesn't really make sense. It means even if you wanted to put down every single item, you couldn't. I mean, I can't put down now. I've got 600 exactly, right? If you add in the houses into that limit, which does include it, there's no way I can place every single item in the game if I wanted to. And so that's rather frustrating. And I get it's early access, and I get they have to go slow with it. But it's reaching that point where if they don't start expanding the limit, what is this game? What is the game is intended to be? Is it a farming sim? Is it a designing sim? I don't know if sim's the right word, but it's getting to the point where it's rather frustrating. And I don't know. I think after the next update, update 3, if they don't include that upgrade to that limit, I think the game might need to let's just say we have to revise what we can do in the game, because right now I find it extremely limiting. There's a lot of things I want to do right now that I can't because of that limit. I want to build out a lot of my storage. I want to build out a lot of my other biomes. Like this biome here, I want to build out and make into a really cool beach, right? I can't do that. I have to basically destroy one of my other areas in order to make that happen, which kind of sucks. It really does suck. And I've been a very kind of wait and see kind of person, and very kind of supportive of them having the limit there is. I think it's reached that point where I can't really back them up. I think the next update that they release needs to increase the limit, and they need to focus on that over the next month. Because I do not think this game will survive if the limit stays where there is and they don't change that anytime soon. So that was my quick rant of the week. It's not much because it's the end of the year. But let's say that's my rant of the week and leave it there. It's a short one. I think it's wrapped up. So I'll turn off the music for this actually, because this is the final goodbye of the year. So thanks you all for watching. It's been a great year. This month alone has been the most watched month I've had pretty much ever. And it's been really great, and it was really showing me that the benefits are continuing to be seen, and I'm going to be continuing it going forward. There's a good chance that the month of December of 2022 could be my peak career when it comes to YouTube or streaming. So I'm just going to appreciate the ride as you're in it. When it comes to followers and stuff and people joining whatever we're doing here, it's also been the highest ever, and I've met a lot of great people coming to my morning streams, and people coming to my evening streams, and even people just watching my content in hindsight. I just do see you in YouTube land. It definitely gets noticed. It's quite funny that you randomly see someone watching one of your streams in the middle of the day, or at 2 p.m. when I'm not streaming, someone just watched the whole last week's like yesterday's stream, or the stream that you had in the morning. So little things like that is kind of cool. It just shows the power of entertainment, really, and and the where we're at in this world is that you can be part of a community or be part of a story by just watching something. So I think that's pretty cool. But this will be continuing. I obviously will be taking a break with the new year. But we'll be back around the 3rd or the 4th, depending on your time zone, of January. We will be doing another community stream next month, which will be quite interesting. Whether it's Subnautica or another one, the jury's still out. We now do have a few more voices being added to what we should be doing, so it's not guaranteed we're going to be doing Subnautica again. And we probably, there's a good chance, depending on when the update for Dreamlight Valley is, I will be doing another full day stream of the next update, whether it's the end of the next month or whether it's the start of February. That's all up to the devs at Gameloft, not Disney, Gameloft. And they will decide, but I've got a feeling there's going to be a lot of Dreamlight updates going forward, which is going to be very exciting. I think they're going to be bigger every time. I think the game is too light at the moment from what they intended for it to be landed at. Oh, hi, Mickey. You're joining me. But I'm a bit worried about Dreamlight. I think there are a couple of areas, such as the item limit and the lack of ongoing kind of reasons to keep playing the game. I think that might catch up with them over the next couple of months. But we'll see. We'll see. But thanks for watching. It's been great. I've got Discord. If you're hearing this in hindsight, please join the Discord and speak up. You don't have to be part of the live stream to do that. And it's really cool to see everyone's time zones, because I have a personal goal of trying to get a mod on every time zone. So if you're in a unique one, join up. But I think that's enough rambling for me for this year. So again, thanks for watching, and until next year.
Are
Bye-bye.
you sure you're strong enough to handle yourself out here?
Well, that was condescending.